turn your eyes down, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Well, welcome to the show. Today is Sunday, which means it's Landlord Tenant time. So let's see what's on the docket for today. Let's make this larger. And here we go.
Myland Village versus Renee Bell.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Max Hubmuda on behalf of plaintiff.
Hello, your name?
Renee Bell.
Okay. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, at this time, my client indicates that there's a balance owing with court costs included in the amount of $1,201. I believe that we had adjourned this matter to give Ms. Bell a bit of time to look into funding assistance. And I believe Ms. Bell was also instructed to make a $500 payment to management. As of right now, I do not have an indication that she has done so. And I'd be interested to know if she has, and I don't have that update on the ledger or where we stand on that.
Did you pay the 500?
I was not able to. I have 250. The reason I couldn't pay 500, someone stole money from my purse, and I didn't realize it.
The total amount is $1,201, including cost, counsel?
That is correct, Your Honor.
We've been using IXL for as long as my kids have been in school, as just a supplement to their.
All right. Well, I'm going to find that there's no tribal issue after hearing in this matter. I'm going to issue a judgment for possession in the total amount of the $1,201 with a writ to issue on or after May 5th. So you're going to have to get this paid, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Six Trails versus Jillian Fox.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. City Katz on behalf of the
Uh-oh. What did Jukas do?
Going in.
Yeah? Your name?
Julian Fox.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, this is a non-payment rent possession case. There's currently a balance due with including court costs totaling $2,752, 2752.
Ma'am?
I was told by SOS that they would be able to help with this funding. I did submit all of the required papers for her. I have also contacted her 3 times this week. I have not heard back.
So you had an appointment with Hawk?
Yes, I had an appointment before the last hearing that we had. I submitted everything that she requested and I have not heard back from her. So I am still under the assumption that they are able to help. That's what she did say once those.
Did she say they were gonna pay that full amount then?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do, and you can put this in any writing. I'm gonna find that there's no tribal issue after a hearing. I'm gonna issue the judgment in that amount of $2,752. However, rather than have the writ issue on the 5th, I will have the writ issue on the 12th.
Okay. And Your Honor, Amy's here. Is she able to just look at that information so we have some kind of idea?
Oh, she's on the line, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her all day. She's been so quiet. Hello, Amy.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I just wanted to offer that the caseworker is actually waiting on landlord documents. So if Mr. Katz can encourage his client, I've also let
them know
to reach out to you directly, attorney, if that's okay, to seek those documents as well.
Well, I'll let my client know to respond to them.
Thank you. Because that seems to be the only hold up here.
Okay, perfect. Your Honor, I'll put down the 12th on that. And
Very good. All right.
Thank you. Have a good
The
weekend.
time on the 12th.
You don't come back on the 12th.
Oh, I don't? Okay.
So what I gave is additional time so that they can get everything together.
Okay.
And then hopefully get it paid by that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. You have a great weekend.
You as well.
Thank you.
Does call the case of Spice Tree Apartments versus Cameron Hall.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brianna Kingsley appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
And Latwana Mitchell.
Hi, good afternoon, Your Honor. Gail Rosen on behalf of Cameron Hall.
All right. And where are we on this case?
I just became involved in this case, Your Honor, and I have referred Ms. Hall, and she has several appointments with some services at University of Michigan, which might be able to help her with some of the back rent that's due. And so I'd ask for some more time to allow her to do that. She also was just hired for a full-time position, so hoping that that will start soon and will help with the rent as well.
So you took the advice and went and talked to him, huh?
Yeah.
You feel better?
Yeah, I do.
You know why I'm asking that?
No.
Because when you were up here the first time, you were lost.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you weren't even sure what you were going to do nor how to go about doing it, right?
Yeah.
Remind me again what your major was?
Sport management.
What?
Sport management.
Yeah. Still trying to figure that one out. But okay. So how much does she owe at this point?
The balance with costs as of today's date is $3,280.50. It looks like some payments were made on 4/18, so that brought the balance down to $3,280.40.
On 4/18, they made payments?
Mhm.
And how much is her monthly rent?
Rental rate is $13.80 per month.
So we're going to be back on the 1st. We're going to be back up on around the $4,500 mark. Okay. Kingsley, I know you can't agree if I agree to give her more time, right?
Your Honor, actually, I just received Ms. Rosen's answer in affirmative defenses today, so I would like an opportunity to respond to the affirmative defenses. So I have no objection if you want to set this one out. I have Ms. Rosen's email. I'm happy to discuss a resolution with her.
I will then, I do not have the next 2 Fridays because of judicial matters that I've got to deal with, so I will adjourn this. I'm sorry?
I will actually be gone the first week of May anyway, so if we could put this.
Okay, so my next available date is May 16th, if that works for everybody.
It does.
Fortunately,
Oh,
I will be out of town on the 16th for my niece's graduation.
got it. The 23rd?
23rd?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
May
At what time?
23rd,
At what?
2025 at 1 p.m.
Okay. And I'm sorry, my eyesight's so bad. Miss Kingsley, what's your first name?
Brianna.
Brianna.
Brianna. Okay. Thank you.
So young lady, one of the things you learn is sometimes you got to reach out for help, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Where are you from originally?
Southfield, Michigan.
From Southfield, so you're a Michiganian,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. You work too hard to get to where you are. Let this put you down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank
You'll
you, Your
work
Honor.
out somehow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rose. And young lady, you got a darn good attorney next to you. So. Calls the case of Barbara Woods versus Kyle Casey.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Here.
Right. And what's the current, how much does this currently owe?
So, Judge, I actually had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Casey earlier. I spoke with my client, and I believe we have an agreement.
Okay.
So, my client has agreed to waive some of the month-to-month fees that we talked about last week when we were in court. So, they're going to waive $222 for the month-to-month fees. That would leave him with rent to retain of $349.79, court costs of $186, for a total of $535.75. My client has agreed to allow him until May 9th to have that paid, and then May rental charges will be due May 23rd, 2025. And they've authorized me to do this agreement as a conditional dismissal.
Watch what honey does to your brain. Take a look at these 2 brain scans. They both look young.
Sir?
What does that mean, Ms. King? Does no mean? I'm sorry, I don't know the lawyer talk.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So
They
if I
would have
follow
the
through, we're
option.
good.
They would have the option of entering a judgment right now against you. It could even have those same terms. What they're agreeing to do is the case would be conditionally dismissed as long as you comply with those terms, meaning the payment of the back due balance. You said by the 9th?
Yeah, I believe we spoke. It was May 9th for, what was it, like 525 or something?
535.75. Yep.
535. Okay.
And then you would pay your May charges by
the
May 23rd.
Yeah, which is
right?
720.
It's gonna end up being like $780 when I calculated it.
So they're gonna give me the late fee. They're not gonna.
Because they're giving you additional time. Yeah, you'll have to pay the late fee for May.
Okay.
Okay. So, and the benefit for you is that there won't be a judgment as long as you comply with that. And once you comply with those 2 terms, then the case remains dismissed. Okay. If
Yes,
you
sir.
fail to, and you're going to do this as a 4B case, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So if you fail to comply with those terms, the plaintiff, by submitting an affidavit, could have the case reopened, ask the court to enter a judgment, as well as an order of eviction all at the same time, which the court would sign off on, right?
Okay.
And then there would be a judgment against you, as well as an order of eviction would be signed at that time. But as long as you comply with everything, then the case remains dismissed. You follow
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I got you. Yes, sir.
All right. You have any other questions regarding it? And so that you know, they could ask to reopen the judgment and the order of eviction that would be done without a hearing before this court. They could just do that on paper to the court.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. I shouldn't have an issue paying that.
Okay. All right. You have any other questions about that?
I just want to ask Ms. Kingsley if because we spoke earlier about my more personal matters, if those things proceed, can I give you a call about something and maybe
Just call my
something out?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. I'm good then.
All right.
So I've already drafted the conditional dismissal. Mr. Casey, do I have permission to sign your name to it and file it?
Oh yeah, if you want, can you email me a copy?
Yep, I was going to ask you if you want a copy. Do you want to put your email address in the chat so that it's not over live stream?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I will right now.
We'll get that. We'll probably have to forward it, but if you put your email in there. And sir, I do have to advise you that you have 3 business days from the date of my signing of that conditional order dismissal. If you believe that there's some mistake, some confusion on your part, some right you didn't assert, or something along those lines, you'd have to file a motion with the court within 3 days of my signing of that conditional order of dismissal. That doesn't mean that I would grant your motion to set it aside, but you have those 3 business days to file that. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. I'm glad it all worked out. So I'll mark this file conditionally dismissed, and I'll wait for the order.
Okay, and I put my email in that chat. If you want to confirm, you can see it at least.
I can see it, and probably Ms. Kingsley, I don't know if you can see it or not. If you can't, you can.
What? At least somebody can.
Oh.
All right, I'm writing it down right now.
Okay. And yeah, I'm good then. Thank you guys, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Arbor Woods versus Tamika Mason and Jimmy Mason.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Hello, Tamika Mason.
And Jimmy Mason. All right, very good. Okay, they are here. What is plaintiff's claim now in this case?
So, Your Honor, I actually also had an opportunity to speak with Mrs. Mason today, and my client has accepted her proposed offer, if I may place those terms on the record.
Absolutely.
So, rent to retain is $1,497.25. There's $242 in court costs for a total of $1,739.25. That amount plus the May 2025 rental charges are to be paid as follows: $500 today, $600 May 2nd, $600 May 9th, $600 May 16th, $600 May 23rd, and any remaining balance, which I calculated out to be about $575, would be due by May 30th. And it's my understanding the defendant's lease agreement also expires at the end of May, and they're agreeing to vacate the property.
Is all of that correct?
Yes.
All right. And you heard my explanation of a conditional order dismissal to the other party? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that if you fail to make one of these payments, the plaintiff can reopen the case, file a judgment, as well as an order of eviction be signed, and that would be done without a hearing.
Right.
All right. Do you have any other questions regarding that?
No, sir.
All right. And would Ms. Kingsley have permission to sign your name to that conditional order dismissal and submit it to the court?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Fantastic. Then I'll mark this file conditionally dismissed.
All right.
Wonderful. It
Thank
worked
you.
out. Good luck,
All right.
guys.
Have a good day.
Arbor Woods versus Lisa Thompson.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Lisa Thompson.
Got it. All right. Okay, and where are we on this case?
So, Judge, we were here last week. Ms. Thompson was to make a $1,000 payment. My client confirmed that she did drop off the $1,000 payment. So, her balance with costs is $2,057.47. She dropped off a $1,000 payment. That would bring her down to $1,057.47.
All right, Ms. Thompson, how are you going to get that paid?
Sir, I don't get paid again till the 2nd, and then the 16th. So what my plans is to make another payment that following Monday after that Friday, and then have everything caught up by the 19th of May. And that's my maid's rent, lot rent as well.
Okay, so you're gonna pay everything by the 19th, but on the 2nd, how much are you gonna pay?
Sir, I'm hoping I can pay $1,000 by then.
Okay, so you're gonna pay another 1,000 by May 2nd.
That's my plan. Well, the
Okay, let
Monday.
me. Oh, the 5th.
Yes, because I don't get off work till after the office closes.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll tell you what we can do in this case and what I probably prefer to do. Do you think if you could pay the 1,000, do you think you can pay the 5747 also?
Well, yes, yes, I do. I think I can pay the 1,100 actually.
What? Another deal one? Oh, Monday CRM, stop it.
On that date of the 5th?
Yes, I'll get another check, cashier's check.
All right. So here's what I'll do, ma'am. I'm going to issue a judgment finding no tribal issue after hearing. And the reason I'm doing that is that way we're not dealing with May charges. We're just going to get you caught up, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then what I will do is I'll give you to the 9th to get that paid. That's over the objection of plaintiff, but I'll extend your writ date out a couple of days, and that way you can get that all paid, and then you'll be all set, and you can then work on May.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So I'll
yes,
grant
sir.
that judgment to the plaintiff. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Arbor Woods versus April Tubbs Streeter
Brianna Kingsley.
and Elise Streeter. Hello. What's your name?
April Tubbs Streeter.
All right. And where are we on this case?
So, Judge, we were here last week. Miss Tubbs Streeter had appeared. She had raised a couple of issues, one with the lease agreement, the other one with the water sewer charges. So I have updates on both. A few things. She dropped off a $677 payment. The second thing is I confirmed with my client that they already adjusted the water sewer that was posted on April 1st. So those credits have already been performed on her account. And then the third thing is the way that DocuSign works, they can't reroute the lease agreement to go to Miss Tubbs Streeter's email again. However, the lease agreement has been printed and it's ready for her to be picked up from the office.
And she's showing it. I think she picked it up, right?
Yeah, we did it this morning. She had just talked to you. We did it this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, she told me this morning. So perfect. Okay, awesome. So the remaining balance due with costs is $538.25.
$538 and I'm sorry, how many?
25 cents.
25 cents.
So they didn't make any adjustments?
No, they made the adjustment.
So that's with the adjustments?
Yes.
Correct.
So is that including that water bill?
They adjusted your water bill. That's what she said.
No, it's so the amount of the water bill that was adjusted for us to pay, is that included in that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, can you break that payment down for me, please? Because I got rent coming up and mortgage.
I am showing that the water was adjusted to $34.17 and the sewer was adjusted to $17.58 for the month of April. So those credits were already done. So it would be the remaining balance due from the water sewer, late fees, court costs. We get to $538.25.
Because I have both of those coming up, can we break those payments down? And
Okay,
the 15th
just
and the
hold on.
30th?
What are you trying to do?
The remaining balance that she said that I have.
You what?
The remaining balance that she said that I have,
Yes.
because I have rent, lot rent coming up and I have mortgage coming up. Can they break those two payments down for me?
What do you mean?
Break the
Payment?
500 down, yeah.
Okay,
Give me a
let me
payment
ask you
plan for
this.
that. Yeah.
The $538.25, when can you get that paid? If you had to get that paid, when can you get that paid?
I can have it all paid.
Pardon?
I can have it all paid by the 29th. Well, actually, you know what?
29th of this month?
No, I was saying by the 29th of next month of May, but I can have it paid by the 15th of May.
As well as,
My regular month.
so you,
I'm gonna pay May,
you can pay May,
and then by the 15th, I'll have that the remaining balance of the 5 something she said it was.
okay, so
Does that
hold
make
on,
sense?
hold on. No, I think I'm hearing you, but I just want to make sure. Your May rent is how much?
It'll be $677, correct? Because it doesn't.
Okay, because that's what you paid
Mhm.
the other time.
Well,
Okay.
it'll be, just to clarify, Judge, it'll be $677 plus the water, sewer, and charges. That
Got it. Okay, so I guess what I'm getting at is you can have everything paid by you said 16?
Yeah, and then I guess I would have to hold on to that because they have it now where you can't do a partial payment. So that would be considered a
We'll
partial
take care of
payment,
that.
right?
Just,
Okay.
you're trying to make my life complicated.
I'm not trying to make it any complicated. No, I'm not. No. But yes, I can
Okay,
have
so
my regular
hold on.
payment.
Hey, hold on. And I know you're dealing with it where you're looking at each month that you're paying.
Mhm.
I get that.
Mhm.
So what I'm asking you, just put May aside for a moment because it's not due. When can you have this 538.25?
By the 15th. Well, you know what? Okay, you said we're gonna put that aside.
Put-
So I can
put
have
May
that. I
aside
can
for
have
a
that by the 30th
You'll have that by the
Yeah.
30th of
of April.
April.
Yeah.
So you can get that paid by April 30th?
Yes.
Okay. And get it into them by that date.
We are not a traditional cafe. We're completely unconventional. And my Wix website really has to capture the same magic.
Yes.
Okay, then here's what I'm gonna do. And this will probably be your plaintiff's objection, but I'm gonna do it this way for you because I know you're trying to work. You're trying to get everything paid. My next date is May 16th. I'm going to adjourn the matter out to my next date
Okay.
at
12.
12 p.m.
Mhm.
Reason I'm doing that is if you get that payment in before this month ends,
Mhm.
they're gonna dismiss the case.
Okay, so if I get the 5 something in.
The 538.25,
Okay.
you got to get that into them. I'm going to order plaintiff to accept her payment. However they're doing that, I don't know if they closed the portal or whatever, but to accept her payment, you will have paid through the end of April, then you're good. It'll be done.
Just to
Okay, let's get this straight right here, Judge. So then by the 15th, I pay that 7 something, right?
By your May, I'm not trying to deal with your May rent.
Okay, so okay.
I'm just what I'm trying to do is get this paid,
Okay.
get this case dismissed, and then you get your May payment in. You may have late charges, you may have those other things, but you're not with a court case.
Right.
Right.
Okay, I hear you.
You got it?
Yes, I do.
Does that make sense to
Yes,
you?
it does. I appreciate it.
Okay, good, because a lot of people think what I say doesn't make sense. But Miss Kingsley is going to yell at me about something right now, aren't you?
I just want a point of clarification. Is she intending to pay online or in person? Because the online system cannot accept partial payments, and that's not something that my client has control over. It's just the way the software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll bring it in.
Okay.
Bring it in.
Okay, perfect.
And I'll add the $10 because I seen it on the thing today, and it is in the lease.
Okay, so you'll add that to
Yes, I
it.
will.
You'll get everything paid. And so when that clicks over, effective that next Thursday, May 1st, you're going to be clear.
It'll be there. Mm-hmm.
That works?
Yes.
Okay, and then that way, if everything's paid, you don't have to check.
Awesome. Okay, good.
Well, don't say it like that, like you want to see.
I only have Fridays off.
Oh, okay, all right. That's the reason. I think you were hurting my feelings. Okay.
Oh, but it's good to see you.
All
Am I
right.
done?
You're all done.
All right. You
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Northfield Estates versus Tracy Schoonfield.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Schoonfeld? No response. You raise your right hand to be sworn. I'll let you proceed. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, in light of the defendant's failure to appear, I would request entry of a default possession-only judgment. I am showing rent to retain in the amount of $729.49, $213 in costs, totaled $942.49, for that amount to be paid on or before May 5th.
If that's by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested, written issue 10 days. Northfield Crossing versus Eugene Renke.
Hannah Kingsley for the plaintiff.
All right, how much is owing on this case?
So, Judge, this is the defendant's motion, is continued motion to set aside the default judgment. So the default judgment was originally entered on February 14th. My client had requested the order of eviction. The order of eviction has been signed, and then the defendant filed this instant motion on March 25th, 2025. So we were here last week. He had posted $800 into escrow. He gave my client $800, and then another payment of $840 has been made. Now, as far as the judgment, that still doesn't cure the judgment balance, and we're left with a remaining balance of $1651.36.
1651.36.
Correct. That's if you apply the $800 from the escrow.
Okay, gotcha. And all right. So, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. How are you going to get the remaining balance paid? 1651.
Right now, I'm working with Salvation Army to see if I can be able to offset the balance. I really want a little time to be able to get that result. And
have you had your meeting with them yet?
Yes, I went to the office severally. I didn't see the management to talk to, and I spoke to her this afternoon. She told me that most of the decision is not with her right now; it's with the court. Whatever the court decides, that's what she's going to follow.
Do elites get to do absolutely horrendous things, and there is no justice?
I believe that.
Okay. He's made some significant payment. How much was left on the judgment amount, counsel? Was it?
That's what I'm reviewing right now. It looks like the judgment was entered back in February 14th.
Yes.
For
2710.86.
Yeah, that's what I have. 2710.86. So he has paid. He made one $800 payment, and then he made an $840 payment, and then that leaves us with $1,070.86, and then the $800 in escrow, that leaves $270.86.
2786 is what he paid. Okay.
That would be what's left on the judgment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
$270
yeah, that would
and
be
86.
on the
Okay.
judgment.
Okay, if that was his balance, I can have that paid next week, Monday then.
Okay, but that only clears you through February. Then you had your March and April rent click in. And so after everything's applied, that's where the 1651
correct
36 comes in. So, sir, when can you get that paid?
As I said, Your Honor, I'm working with Salvation Army. I just need some little time to take care of that, but I think I can come up with $600 next week and, pay $800 on it. And I'm working with Salvation Army. I just want a little time to see that work out, Your Honor.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to, you paid quite a bit, but you're going to have to let the Salvation Army know that they need to get a decision to you, because what I'm going to do at this juncture, because we're going to click into May, and don't want to do that on this case. I'm going to deny your motion on this case. I will sign the writ in this matter that has been filed with. I'm sorry.
We already have a sign. It's already been signed.
I don't know that it's been signed, because I've got the order of eviction here.
Oh, we had submitted an amended writ identifying that he had made a payment. So that second writ, I don't think has been signed. The first writ was signed.
The first writ was signed, and then I have a writ from March 3rd.
Oh, okay.
That's your date that was signed.
Yeah, that's the first one. And then a second writ was processed.
Was it?
It was processed by my office. I'm not sure. Maybe the second writ hasn't been signed by the court yet.
I don't see a second writ.
Okay.
I see
can-
the first one.
I can submit another one.
All right. So why don't we do this? Submit a new writ with those payments in. I'm going to deny your motion on this, sir. I will just indicate that the writ will not be executed prior to, well, when did you meet with SOS or Hawk, sir?
Last week Friday when I left the office, I left the court. I went to the office. It was locked. On Monday I was there. On Tuesday I was there. Nobody could. The manager was not available because he said he had emergencies. But I called her this morning and spoke with her. She told me that the court had a decision that the matter is not in your hand at this time.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to have to let them know this. I'm going to deny your motion. I'll sign the new writ. It's not to be executed prior to the 9th of May. Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Northville Crossing versus Barbara Vargo.
Brianna Kingsley for
And,
the plaintiff.
well, it's only in Barbara's name, but easier. Hello.
Hey,
Hello, sir.
State your names.
Barbara Vargo?
Michael Vargo.
All right. And where are we on this case with them?
So we were here last week. Both of them had appeared. Mrs. Vargo had an appointment with the VA this past Monday. I believe she was trying to get assistance through them. So I'm not sure how their appointment went.
You're right.
We've submitted all the documents and we've scheduled another appointment for Tuesday of next week at 2 p.m. to review we got the document filled out this week for the landlord to complete. They completed it.
The landlord did?
Yes.
Okay.
So the property manager, rather.
Okay.
And then submitted everything to her. So we have an appointment at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, April 29th to review the request. To go over our bank statements, everything, and then she'll give us an answer then.
A man dealing with daily foot pain and neuropathy symptoms started using the EMSense wearable therapy.
What she can do for us.
Okay.
On the 29th.
All right. I'm going to go out on a little limb here and I'm going to adjourn this to my next date of the 15th or the 16th. I've not heard of the VA turning it down.
Okay.
And so unless something strange happens. So I'm confident that they're going to come through and do something. And quite frankly, usually with their cases, they not only pay the back rent, but they make sure to pay what month you're in. So you're not right back.
If not, we're also working with a social worker through the Housing Bureau for seniors. Actually,
Okay.
Michael is. They're waiting to see what the VA comes back and if there's anything they can do, even if it's just our utilities or whatever.
Okay. So you're working with Housing Bureau for Seniors. They're waiting on the VA's determination. And then, okay, that all actually makes sense. So over the objection plan, if I'm going to adjourn this to May 16th, 2025 at 12 p.m. And by that time, you'll at least have an answer from the VA. You'll have that.
Yes, we will.
All right. How you guys doing?
Good. Working hard. My body's getting used to working.
Okay. All right. And how are you doing, Don?
It's sort of the same thing. I'm getting back up on my feet, doing stuff around the house and that.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Like I said the last time I saw you, you're looking real good. So, all right. You guys take care. Take care of each other, please.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Silo Farms versus Tiffany Copeland.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Tiffany Copeland, not here. You've been sworn. If you'd like to proceed, you may.
So, Judge, this is actually defendant's continued motion to set aside the default judgment that was entered on April 3rd. So we were here last week. The defendant had indicated that she had claimed that there were still some issues with the water meter to the home. I confirmed with my client, as I stated last week, the freeze plate was the issue. The freeze plate has been placed back on the water meter. It's functioning properly. That's been addressed. I sent a couple photos to Ann so you could look at it. I'm not sure.
Yes, I did
Okay.
see it.
Okay, good. So Ms. Copeland has not paid the remaining balance. So at this point, I would request that her motion be denied and that my office be permitted to submit an order of eviction.
What's her balance?
So we have a default judgment for $8,411.95.
Ouch!
With the prior motion she had filed, $5,915 were posted into escrow that's been applied to her balance. She then posted $1,000 into escrow for this account, for this motion. That would bring her balance down to $1,561.95. That's remaining.
1561.95. Okay, and I have on April 21st, she posted an additional $1,590.
Oh, she paid it to the court?
I think she did, because I have a total in trust right now of $2,590.
Oh, okay. I was under the impression that she was supposed to pay it to my client. So my client.
I think that's what I said, but I think because she had been making all of the payments here, she must have just did it that way.
So then,
my best advice to anybody, we hear you. My best advice is, if something needs to be fixed, don't stop paying your rent. Because if you stop paying your rent, they can get you for non-payment. That's the best advice I could give anybody. If you're paying rent to live somewhere and something needs to be fixed and it's not being fixed, don't stop paying your rent. Because as long as you're paying your rent, you have them. Because I'm sure that your lease agreement, and I've said this several times before, your lease agreement goes both ways. It's what the landlord expects out of you, but it's also what the tenant is supposed to expect out of the landlord. So if you stop paying rent because something needs to be repaired, or something's not being repaired, they can get you for non-payment, and they can evict you for it. My best advice is pay your rent. If you have to take it to court, or you have to take it to whoever, you report it to the city, the county, whatever, that these repairs are not being made. Not paying your rent is not a good thing. And you can see some of these people are way behind, $2,000 and $3,000 behind.
That's probably why she's not here, because she's paid everything.
because she paid it into escrow. Okay, so then could we enter an order denying her motion as moot and releasing the escrow funds to my client?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much, Judge. Do you want me to prepare an order?
Yes, if you could
Okay.
send over that way, I will write it in the file, so it might be on this way by the signature, but.
Okay.
Sile Farms versus Teresa Tomasi.
Anna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
She is here. Ms. Tomasi?
I see that ring on your finger.
I'm coming.
All right, you're right there.
Okay.
Okay. We got you.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. How much is owing on this account?
So the balance due is $3,041. We were here last week. Ms. Tomasi had applied and been approved for assistance through Hawk. She had a copay to make. There was a payment received for $442.28. I'm going to presume that was her copay that she had to make before Hawk will release the funds.
Yeah, the check came to the office from Hawk yesterday. The Jeanette called me yesterday. They got the $3,000 at the office yesterday. So that's the last I've heard. So if that's
okay.
Some of my kids are top of their class, and I fully attribute IXL to helping them reach that goal.
So, Judge, my
Is that correct?
See, and that's the thing about Section 8 of government housing. Now, before we continue, if this building is is not making the necessary repairs, and it gets reported to HUD, okay, HUD could come down on this building very, very fast. But like I said, if don't stop paying your rent. If you're paying your rent and stuff needs to be repaired, you have them. Because most of the time, the judges are going to ask you, did you pay your rent for that month? And if you say yes, that makes the property owner look like an ass. Look, I've been here for 30 years. I'm not happy about living here, but I've been living here for 30 years. This has been my home for 30 years. I've had to testify in one landlord tenant. No, two landlord tenant. No, one landlord tenant. And yes, when I got served, I accepted the paperwork. I'm not a coward.
Eddie, that you have I see South Farms on.
Yeah. To our main office, Judge, and they had to send it back to us, but we have it. It's out. They already approved for us to put it on her ledger, so she is good with us.
Oh, great. So this can be dismissed?
Patty, would you like to dismiss?
Yes.
Okay. I was waiting for somebody to tell me. Mr. Mousy, congratulations. Fantastic. This case is dismissed. You have a great weekend.
You too, guys. Stay healthy.
All right, you too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Valley Ranch versus Brandon Kuchar.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Brandon Kuchar.
And how much is owing on this?
So balance due is $4,645.49. We were here last. Mr. Kutcher had submitted a payment through MoneyGram. I believe there was an issue with MoneyGram, and he's trying to receive his money back from them.
That is correct, and we still have not. I wanted to get it by the end of the day yesterday to make it whole. We still haven't received it today, but we did speak to family today, and we can submit full payment. I know we've met several times now, and I don't want to waste any more time, but we can submit payment for the whole amount through their online process. Yes, it's just
Okay.
it's just not. Yeah, we had to ask for help because our money hasn't been returned from MoneyGram.
So when can you pay this full amount?
I literally talked to my parents this morning.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
I talked to
You
my
can
parents
pay
this
it
morning.
when?
I talked to my parents this morning, and we can do it this weekend at any point. The online portal is open all the time, so it can be done now, today, whatever.
Okay, so you can pay the 4,645. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a judgment for possession, finding no tribal issue after a hearing. You get that paid, no writ before the 7th of May. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, absolutely. So just pay before writ issued, pay now, and there's no issue going forward. Continue the lease.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Real good. Thank you. Court does call the case of Whitaker Oaks versus Marjani Green.
Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff.
Marjani Green.
Marjani Green and Daniel Keener. And how much is owing now?
Balance due is $2,754.16. Brianna Kingsley for the plaintiff. I'm not sure if I put my appearance on the record.
Okay.
Balance is $2,754.16. We were here last week. Ms. Green had indicated that Hawk had approved her. However, I confirmed that she did receive a non-renewal notice. My office did issue her a formal notice to quit. It expires May 2nd. So I think at this point, my client would like to have possession of the property back. And it's my understanding that Hawk would not assist with payment. They would assist with relocation assistance in that sense.
Is that all correct, Ms. Green?
Yes, that's
my understanding. I did try to reach out because Hawk said if they would extend the lease, then they would be willing to pay it. But I haven't been able to get in touch with the office.
Okay. So have you sought relocation fees that or services through?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out at this point because I don't really know like what I can do further.
Okay, so what I'll do is this. You're not disputing the amount owed. They're gonna, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna issue a judgment for possession to the plaintiff for this amount. Finding no tribal issue after hearing, but you need to get back in touch with SOS or Hawk regarding relocation assistance. And so no writ before the 9th of May.
All right, I will prepare
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Green. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I have Northfield Estates versus Costco. Sile Farms versus Dest. Sile.
I've got people in the waiting room, people in the courtroom. Maybe we'll get a head start. Good morning. Today is Friday. It's the Friday before the Labor Day weekend. Our summer is coming to an end. It's the 29th of August, last business day in August. And we have a full landlord tenant docket this morning. I have a criminal bench warrant to do. We'll try to do that about 10:45. Then we'll take a break. We have a contentious personal protection order hearing at 1. And we won't live stream that. And at 2, we have a zoning matter from Colon Township that has been referred to me after Judge Stutzman disqualified himself. And I'm not sure what that brings for us, but I'm trying to be prepared. I took a couple of days off. I actually came in yesterday for about 2.5 hours to get ready for this afternoon's hearing. Got some equipment repaired and the kind of stuff you do on a day off. So we're back to work. We have a 3-day weekend and then it's back to it. Our visitors are still here from California and they say good morning to everybody. I've got customers here in the courtroom, in the waiting room, and out in the hall. So I think maybe we may just get right to it here this morning. According to the viewers, it's sunny in California. In the South, well, California is a big place, so I don't know where that's there. It's sunny California. Pasadena, warm in Pasadena, so it's close to home. And Illinois and Sturgis. All right, well, thank you all for saying good morning, but I think it's time to get to work. Had a bit of a disjointed week. I was here Monday. Tuesday, I went to Kalamazoo on an assigned case. Wednesday, I took a day off, work on some things. Thursday was off, although I was in here. And now we're back to it. Summer vacation, conference season. Good morning, security. Did Judge Pattison give you a heads up about this afternoon? All right, thanks. I've got the McLeans out there in the hallway. Why don't you ask them to come on into the courtroom? Okay. All right, thank you. Bye. Good morning, Mr. Coolman.
Morning, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Meg is also here with us.
Good morning, Meg.
She's just logging in. I was in Kalamazoo on Tuesday on an assigned case, and it started to rain. And I was pulling out of the secret Bat Cave underground garage at the Kalamazoo court. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. And good morning. Mr. and Mrs. McLean, why don't you come right up here and have a seat? And I honked at her and Rick Kupferschmidt, and they both jumped about a foot. So that gave me a big smile right here. And would you help Miss McPherson? She needs to be over on this side. Now, they told me you guys both have hearing issues, which is frightening to me because you're the same age as me. But Gary, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Mary, can you hear me?
Yes. My problem is vision.
All right. Well, if you need hearing assistance, we have it available. Miss McPherson, can you hear me?
Yes.
I would, well, let's see. We've got a lot going on here. Good morning, Meg.
Morning, Judge.
I was calling your name before you logged in. I startled you and Rick Kupferschmidt in the rain on Tuesday. That gave me a big smile. He jumped about a foot when I honked the horn at him.
We did not realize that was you. And then I was like, oh, I should have been paying attention, but obviously we were rushing to.
It's like, get out of my way. No, I was on my way out of town, and our guests saw you, and I guess they got to see you up there as well. Miss Kirkland, P2, who am I speaking with?
Your Honor, this is Pam Kirkland from the state of Michigan, Adult Protective Services.
In which case are you here on?
Miss McPherson.
All right.
Colleen.
And are you here as well? What's your name?
I'm Tony Laughlin. I'm with the Area Agency on Aging.
Yeah, we've met before. How do you spell your last name?
Laughlin, it's Laughlin.
All right. You helped me on that frozen apartment case and some other issues, Miss Price and some others. So, all right, thank you for being here. All right, let me call a case. We're on the record. It starts at 9:10. We're a little early, but it appears that all of our players are here. The title of this case is Gary and Mary McLean versus Colleen McPherson. And you're Gary McLean.
Yes.
And you're Mary McLean.
Yes.
And you're Colleen McPherson.
Yes.
Also present is Pam Kirkland from Adult Protective Services and Tori Laughlin from Commission on Aging. And Megan Bauer from Legal Aid. Also present is Douglas Kuhlman, the, is this Fabius Township?
Yes, yes, it is, Your Honor.
Zoning administrator. So there's more here than meets the eye. What the case is presented here as is a termination of tenancy. This is a property at 15271 Mooney Lake Road in Three Rivers. It's in Fabius Township. I'm familiar with this property. There were some small claims cases and other things out there. The McLeans have a small farm there. They want you to move, Miss McPherson. This is called a termination of tenancy action. You are a defendant in a landlord tenant case regarding termination of your tenancy. And as such, you have certain rights as a defendant in a landlord tenant case. First of all, you have the right to hire an attorney If you cannot afford an attorney, one may be available from legal aid. And one of the faces on the screen is Megan Bauer from Legal Aid of Kalamazoo. So she's monitoring what's going on here. And if need be, I can put you in a place where you can talk privately with her. We've also got the zoning administrator from the township, and we've got Adult Protective Services and Commission on Aging. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. I don't know why I have to tell everybody that because it's never been an issue even once, but I am required to advise people of that. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you want a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance or file the demand in writing within 5 days using the appropriate court form and be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives the fee for your inability to pay it. If both parties are interested in mediation, the court can help set that up and make a referral to the Citizens Mediation Authority. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed. The court must provide you with that information to prepare a conditional order of dismissal, or perhaps one of the attorneys would prepare it if there is one. All right, Ms. McLean, at this point, you're all living in the same house at Mooney Lake Road, is that correct?
That is not correct.
All right. Is this the apartment in the barn?
Yes, and when we got our permits in '92 from Mr. Niken, we permitted a farm dwelling inside the barn because we intended on doing livestock and needing agricultural help. So that was built in '93, and I have the original building permits with me.
All right. Is there a lease?
No.
Does she pay rent?
She did a little bit. Mr. Kuhlman pointed out to me that my kindness gets me in trouble every time because he's known me a little bit through this.
It's called no good deed goes unpunished.
His exact words.
I think you heard that from me.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, how long has she been there?
In January, she appeared with not a dollar to her name and her belongings in a snowstorm, and I allowed her to move in with nothing.
Is she related to you?
No.
How do you know her?
I had known her through Facebook for 2 or 3 years. She'd come out a couple of times and visited, and when I had different things open, and then we visited just prior to that because my goat birthing season was coming on, and my Mr. McLean loves to be able to go away for a little while in the winter, and some of my farm help is to help with whatever's going on. And oh, she'd be so wonderful help. She'd help me with the birthing of the goats and this and that and the other. And seemed like a very nice woman. She only had one pet. And
all right, well, we don't need to get into this issue right now, but let me ask Mr. Kuhlman, is this place lawful for habitation?
No, Your Honor, it isn't. And that's the whole problem. Back in May 30th of 2017, an administrative search warrant was executed on this same building, actually the entire property. In May of 2017, this area was placarded as unsafe for human habitation. No enforcement action was taken at that time because Ms. McLean was cooperating. I would just indicate for the courts that I do have 2 open cases coming up on September 23rd. Where on this occasion I did cite Mrs. McLean for 2 violations of township ordinances.
All right, well, let's talk about that. Ms. McPherson, they want you to move. You don't have a lease, you're not paying any rent, and the township says you're not supposed to be living in there. Have you made any provision to try to move?
I've been trying to move out of there since February. I paid rent up until June 15th.
How much was the rent?
$1,000 a month. And I have...
Stop. So you paid $1,000 for January, February, March, April, May, and June?
Yes.
And you disagree with that?
Absolutely did not pay that.
All right, well.
I did set the rent at $1,000 in February when I could see she would be of no use to the farm and high so that possibly she might find a place to live. And she was amicable in the beginning.
All right, well, obviously, at some point, you're gonna have to move out of there. So let's hear from Ms. Kirkland of Adult PS. Is Adult PS attempting to help her find a place to live?
We are, Your Honor, and that's why Tony Laughlin, she's with Area on Aging, Victim Advocate. She is assisting me in helping Colleen find a place. Colleen has been looking locally and as far as Kalamazoo as well.
Ms. Laughlin, have you had any success with that?
We do have potentially an apartment, but it is gonna take a little bit of time.
All right. The law requires that I continue this matter for at least 7 days, which would take us to next Friday. Meg, this doesn't appear to be much of a legal defense. She's not supposed to be living there. They need to get her out of there. We're not asking for money damages at this time. And she's got 2 resources trying to help her find a place to move to. So, yes?
I know your position on this, but is it possible the notice is deficient?
Well, let's find out. First of all, let me look at our docket here. Next Friday would be September 5th. What's deficient with the notice?
I am not sure. I haven't seen it, but I do have some notes in front of me regarding this case.
Well, the notice to quit was filed July 16th. No, the complaint was filed July 16th. The eviction notice was something they got off the internet, which looks pretty good. And that was served July 14th. So that may be the problem. The notice to quit was served 2 days before the complaint was filed. No, served on May 10th, is what she says. So it was filed at the same time, but it was served on May 10th. That's what my note says. So it appears to be adequate notice.
Thank you, Judge.
At any rate, we're not arguing now about money. This is about possession. If you move and the McLeans sue you for rent, we could have another hearing. That's problematic. A, you've been placarded, so you're not supposed to be renting it. And B, you don't have a lease. So you may just pursue getting the property back and not worry about money damages. But let's see what we've got for time for next Friday.
Your Honor,
Now, yes.
I did inform Colleen from the very first day that I couldn't just rent to anybody for any reason because of the zoning thing. So she immediately went right to Delcuman. I gave her the ammunition. But our apartment is in horrid shape right now. I have a video if we could play it. And my husband's cousin, Sandy McLean Hummel, is here because she was there.
Well, we aren't there yet. We're just about possession.
Oh,
so if you get her out and you want to sue her for money damages, you have to file a separate action, probably in small claims court.
But every day that she's there, wow.
Go ahead.
It turns into a mess. She smokes incessantly. It has got maggots hatching out and flies and filth.
Yes, no good deed goes unpunished. So you put her in there, you don't have a lease, she's a tenant at sufferance. I can't just throw her and her baggage out on the street. We have to go through this process. You've been at it since May, and that's really a long time, longer than it should take. You have to give her 30 days notice. Then you filed the hearing in July. I'm sorry, it took all the way from July 16th till now, but I was gone for 2 weeks in July and then I was gone for a week in August at the judicial conference. So here we are in late August. But I have to continue this at least 7 days, and she gets 10 days from that date to move out. So next Friday is September 5th. September 5th is afternoon day, and I would set this for 2 p.m. on 9/5/25 for a second hearing. Now, if you move by September 5th, that's not likely. But if you do move, you need to turn in the keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. There is no lease, there's no security deposit. But you're gonna need to get out of there. Now, they've got some concerns about smoking. Is there a smoke detector in there?
She took them all down.
No, I didn't.
All right,
They're
well,
gone.
I don't, so I've got some concerns about fire hazard in a barn, but also she says there's cleanliness issues. You're ready to move, you would like to move, but you haven't got anywhere to move to. And so you've got 2 agencies working on moving you.
Yes.
And hopefully they can find something. Otherwise, we're gonna have this hearing, we're gonna address this next Friday by Zoom once again. You're all welcome to come here live. But we'll deal with it next Friday at 2 o'clock. The law requires that I set a second hearing. Didn't used to, but it does now. Then you get 10 days from that date to move, or you'd be subject to being evicted, which essentially gives you until September 15th to move. Or on the 16th, the sheriff could come out and put you and your stuff all out in the street. So that gives you 7 plus 10, 17 days from today. From either of the agencies, do you have any knowledge whether she was paying $1,000 a month rent?
I have no idea, Your Honor. It's just kind of been back and forth. He said, she said. I have
Ms.
no
Laughlin?
idea.
So Ms. McPherson did provide me with the text communications between herself and Mary since January. An extensive amount of communication where it was indicated and confirmed by Mary in text that she had been paying $1,000. They had an agreement about what the $1,000 would cover. There are some issues that about the notice to quit, kind of all of it. I mean, there's a lot. So
and you're not being picked up very well. What's your concern with the notice to quit?
So the paperwork that Colleen had received, it was back to that 30-day notice that said that was sent on May
10th.
served. On the back of that was a 5-day notice that they served on July 14th. That was the most recent notice. And then 2 days later, they filed the paperwork here.
Yeah, I think the notice is sufficient. If she served one on May 10th, and then she served another one on July 14th, the May 10th one would supersede, and she's got more than enough notice before the complaint was filed. At any rate, she needs to get out. She's not supposed to be living there. They're not supposed to rent it. There are some health and safety issues. There may be some money about whether rent was paid or not, but we're not about money at this hearing. We're about possession. And so once she vacates, if you want to sue her for money, you're going to have to file a small claims case. But since it wasn't supposed to be rented in the first place, that may not go very far. So what you just may need to pursue is possession. All right, everybody on board, we're going to deal with this next Friday at 2 p.m. All right, we'll address it at that time. And you're welcome to come back live again or appear by Zoom.
Your Honor, do you have any need for me to be in that hearing or no?
No, I don't. I do have something that I'd like to talk to you about. Did you get a complaint from a guy named Jeff about a property on Moore Park Road? Excuse me, North Fisher Lake Road?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. I can check with Mike, and would you like to email me an address, or I can contact you later if you'd like?
Yeah, yes. It adjoins my property, so I may, if it comes a case, I'm not gonna be able to handle it. Yes. All right, yeah, I'll talk to you at some point outside of this. Ms. Kirkland, thank you for being here. Mr. Pullman, you don't need to be here next Friday. Ms. Kirkland, I hope you can find a place for her to move to and maybe solve this problem.
Well, we're trying, Your Honor, and I'll be back on Friday as well. Thank you.
All right. From time to time, I do make adult PS referrals myself when I've got people that are in a position where they can't find housing or they're otherwise being left in distress. Problem is, it's so hard to do it. You have to do it through the state central agency, and it's not as clear as it once was. Well, we're a little behind, but let's see who we've got. We've got Mr. Commondike on behalf of Golden Ponds Estates. We got KC Villa. We got Crystal Gray and Crystal D'Amata. Mitch D'Amata, which case are you here on?
Should be on mine, Your Honor, I think.
Oh, yes, she is. Calvin Williams and Felicia Wiley. They are not here. So let's talk to Crystal Gray. Let me make a note here. This is 251570 LT. Golden Pond v. Gray. Mr. Cromendike is here on behalf of Golden Pond, their manager, Casey Villa, and tenant, Crystal Gray. All right, Ms. Gray, you're a defendant in a landlord tenant case. This is a little different than our last case. The last one was a termination of tenancy. This is a demand for payment of rent. In such a case, you have a right to hire an attorney. If you cannot pay for one, the legal aid attorney may be available to assist you, or you could seek some other legal assistance. You have a right to have the matter heard here in St. Joseph County, where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you want to have a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance or make the demand in writing within 5 days of the court explaining it to you, and pay the $50 jury demand fee unless the judge waives the fee for inability to pay it. As a non-payment of rent case, you may be eligible for some emergency financial assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, a local coordinated entry agency that's in Battle Creek, and a housing assessment and resource agency that is Neighborhoods, Inc. Or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for veterans assistance. You do not need a judgment against you, despite what the DHS might tell you, to get this assistance. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord by going through mediation. If both parties, the landlord and the tenant, are interested, that's never happened once, but it might, I can refer and help set that up. You may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord that means the case would get dismissed, in which case we would provide, it's called a conditional order of dismissal. This is one of those lot only non-payment of rent cases. Mr. Commondike, we spent a portion of our time at the judicial conference earlier in August on this very topic, whether you can file a demand for rent and lot only in a mobile home park. We discussed this before. I think you sent me a brief from your law firm regarding this. One of the judges in Livingston County shared an opinion where she opined that you can't do it, and she dismissed the case outright. That the only remedy in these cases is that just cause termination for 3 lates in a 12-month period. There is a dispute, and the law is not clear. We need either change in the law, change in the court rule, or a piece of legislation to clarify it, or even a court of appeals case. I've been struggling with it because there's no detriment to the defendant. It allows the defendant to redeem it and keep the property, as opposed to a just cause termination where the only option is to move. And they really don't want the tenant to move because mobile homes are not mobile. Mr. Dutka had represented Golden Pond himself for a number of years, and he's also familiar with this issue. Anyway, it is in flux. So let's assume for the time being that you are able to do this. What is the current arrearage?
Total in outstanding rent and late fees is $1,226.42.
Give me rent.
Yeah, I don't have the full breakdown between rent and late fees. I have the full ledger, but I'd have to go through and do the math to break out the actual rent versus.
What are the late fees?
Let's see. Late fees are being charged at $60 a month.
Oh, you can't do that on a $395 rent.
What number do you go with, 25?
Well, I went with 40 and then I went to 50. It isn't even clear whether you can even charge late fees, but all right, let's use your figure for the sake of argument. Give me your number again.
$60 for late fees.
No, but what's the total?
Oh, the total amount is $1,226.42. That's rent, late fees, some utility fees, some credit card convenience fees. Yeah, and that it's composed of kind of those categories there.
Well, we're going to have to break this down at some point.
Yeah,
she doesn't
agreed.
know how much is rent, how much is late fees, how many are the late fees? Can you charge that much?
Yep,
How much
and
are
I've got
utilities?
I've got a full ledger I can look at with her.
All right. At any rate, we know the bottom line, and then the court costs are what?
Court costs are $249.20.
And what's the total?
That's a total of $1,475.62.
Through August.
Correct.
Miss Gray, what's your intention here?
What do I think? I have it all broke down for you, Your Honor. As far as rent paid and everything, and I dispute the charges, I guess, because I don't understand how it's all adding up. I've paid $19.31, and I should only owe $19.75. So in rent wise, $60 is what I come up with. I just graduated college this month, and I'm planning on getting it caught up as soon and as fast as I can. But I don't understand
how much do you believe you owe $60?
Yeah, with rent, just as far as rent, not including the water that we can't drink or the late fees, the $300 in late fees. And they're also charging us twice to make a debit payment.
Slow down. So you believe you owe $60 in rent. Now, Mr. Dutka is aware of this. There's been water problems at Golden Pond Estates for many years. I had a case once where they brought in water from the pond, which was cleaner than the water from the tap. And there were other problems. They put in a septic system, which was actually on the neighbor's property. And this precedes you, Ms. Villa, but a previous owner, they put in a drain field and a septic tank, which was on the adjoining farmer's property. But there's always problems when you have a concentrated group of dwellings flushing their toilets and drawing their water out of the same groundwater source. So there's been problems out there for a long time, but I don't know what the current status is. At one time, the health department considered shutting the place down, but they didn't want to make all the people out there homeless. So I think it's better than it was. An owner made a number of improvements. I think I'm not even sure which generation of owner we're on, but any rate, there have been issues regarding that. So we got a bunch of issues here. She contests the amount of rent owed. We threw some spaghetti at the wall to see if it will stick. I don't know how much is rent. I don't know how much is utilities. I don't know how much are late fees. But Ms. Gray, the law requires that I adjourn this matter at least 7 days. And then there's an underlying issue of whether they can even do this. But let's assume that they can. If they filed a just cause termination, that there were 3 lates in a 12-month period, the only option is for you to move and then 90 days to move or sell the mobile home. So there is some benefit to allowing the landlord to proceed in this way, benefit for the defendant. When emergency funding was available, there was a substantial benefit because they wouldn't give you any emergency housing funds if it was a termination of tenancy. If it was a non-payment of rent, they would allow funds to be used to pay the rent. So, like I said, we've been struggling with this issue for a long time. At any rate, we need to continue this matter to 9/5/25 at 2:15. Now, by that time, Ms. Kromendijk, there will be another month's rent due. So you might as well just take that figure of $1,400.75 and add another $395 to it.
Correct.
So and I'm disputing that number because I'm probably going to reduce the late fees and I want to see what the utilities are. But 1475.62 plus 395 is 1,870.62. So it'll be about $1,800 that they contend is due. Now,
Chris,
we've got another case to do. I'll call that. Do you think there would be any benefit, Mr. Kromendijk, for putting you, Ms. Gray, and Ms. Villa all in a breakout room to try to hash out those numbers?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
All right, Ms. Gray, you stay with me because we have another case, and I'm going to let you guys talk to each other in a breakout room.
Okay, thank you.
There does not appear to be anybody here on behalf of Golden Pond versus Fox. This is Golden Pond Estates versus Amber Fox. Excuse me. Try not to sneeze. Again, lot only. Let me make my notes. She was personally served. Let's make sure she's not outside. Good morning. I'm looking for Amber Fox. All right, thank you. She's not here. This is also a non-payment of rent case. The defendant was personally served. What's the arrearage here?
Total rent, utilities and late fees is $1,926. I again would note that we are going to have the same late fee issue as we did on the last one, and I'd be happy to give you a full breakdown after. I'll reduce the late fees down to 40.
Okay.
So that number may go down, and then court costs are $273.69. And so that's a total judgment amount of, and amount to retain of $2,199.69.
How many late fees are in there?
Let's see. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's hard to tell because the balance has not been zero since for over a year ago. There's been a running balance since at least June of 2024.
Late fee is $60 in the lease. I'll allow 50. Says lot only.
I will adjust that based on the $50 number.
So it sounds like it'll be reduced by about $100. She's not here. She was personally served. Is Miss Via, is she still there? Your microphone is on.
She's still living in the property.
All right. All right, by default, I find that the defendant owes, I'm just gonna put a number on it, $1,826. I reduced 10 late fees. $273.69, total of $2,099.69. They have 10 days from today to pay the rent, or the mobile home is subject to being moved. And it's her house, and this is mobile home only. So this is where the problem becomes, because no one ever moves a mobile home. I don't know why she's not here. The date for the writ is 10 days from today, which would be, today is the 29th. It would be September the 8th. All right, I'll need a judgment. You can email it to me at the address on the notice, which is 3B Civil at stjosephcountymi.gov.
I will get it into you this morning. Thank you.
All right, I don't know. The judge who wrote the opinion in Livingston County was very well analyzed. I've received 2 briefs, one from, I think, the Cox firm and one from another, where they argue that you can do this. We'll see. But now you've got your judgment, and you got to figure out what you're going to do about moving this mobile home. So generally, the thing works out somehow. We'll see where we go with this. All right, she isn't here. She's subject to default. Now, we have our other Golden Pond case that we addressed, Miss Gray, and I'm going to put all the parties in a breakout room to discuss narrowing down those figures. So Miss Gray, when the button to hit join comes up, you join. I'll be here if you need me further.
Do you want us to come back in to talk to you when we're done, or just?
If you need to, otherwise, if you're done, you can all just go and I'll see you next Friday.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, we are behind, but sometimes that happens and they will get caught up. Miss Fox did come. We've done 3 cases. Our next matter is Mr. Dutka's. It looks like a default. The title of this case is Crystal DeMata versus Calvin Williams and Felicia Wiley. This is a demand for non-payment of rent. Rent is $1,900 per month, which is pretty high for us. This is a house at 123 South Constantine Street. Both defendants were personally served. The rent arrearage is substantial. It was $7,070 plus utilities. Mr. Dudka, what's the current status?
Right now, Your Honor, and my client did furnish me with an updated spreadsheet. I know the court doesn't have it, but right now, August rent was not paid, and she received the sum of $230 toward the water bill. And we're showing rent plus utilities of $9,206.25.
How much is rent?
How much is rent on that is going to be $8,970.
And utilities?
Utilities would be, let's see. Looks like $236.25.
Well, it was $466.
Right.
So is that $466 plus the new figure?
That $466.25 minus the $230 she paid.
Okay, so how much is utilities?
$236.25.
And then how much are the court costs?
Court costs I'm looking at filing, service of process, and attorney fee. We're looking at $236.98.
$8,970 utilities, $236.25. Court costs $236.98. What does that ought to add up to?
Let's see. That I didn't. Yeah, that one I didn't add up. I should have.
Well, let's see if we get the same number. 236.25 plus 236.98 is $9,443.23.
That's what I have.
Let's check and make sure they're not here. Whoops. This time I'm looking for a Calvin Williams or Felicia Wiley. Yep. All right, thanks. Bye. They're not here. So they are subject to default in that amount. They have 10 days from today to move, or they're subject to being evicted, which will be September 8th. That's a Monday. No money judgment is entered this time. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. Ms. DeMata, are they still there?
I think she might be muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Are they still there? I can't hear. Nod your head. Are they still there?
There we go.
Well, they're way behind in the rent. It was a lease through 2020, and then it became month to month. $1,900 monthly rent is high for our part of the world.
And another rent payment's due Monday, but it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to add the next month into the equation.
Correct.
All right. They are subject to default. After the 8th of September, you can ask for a writ of eviction and proceed accordingly. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. How are we doing for time?
She just called in,
Oh, poop.
claimed she couldn't get into Zoom. She called.
You've got
I didn't take it.
Golden Pond versus Amber Fox. All right. Tell her this. Shows $2,099.69 in rent.
Okay.
She's got 10 days to pay it. We'll see if she wants to move to set aside the default. She can do that. I'm gonna try to reconvene it. All right, now let's see who we've got. Mr. Thornton is here on Sturgis Place Apartments. Maria Matson, the manager for the time being, is present. We've got two cases. Mr. Thornton has dismissed one. The next matter, Sturgis Place versus Goodrum, is set for 9:40. It's 9:48. So let's see what we got. All right, now I'm looking for a Christina Gundrum or Cody Fultz. All right, thank you. Bye. They're not here. This is filed as a demand for non-payment of rent. Each defendant was personally served. And Mr. Thornton and Mr. Bush and a couple of others provide me with these judgment information reports, which makes life much easier. One of the attorneys couldn't tell what was rent, what was late fees, what was utilities, and we end up chasing our tails. Anyway, in this case, Mr. Thornton has provided that information. July's rent, a late fee of $100, which we can't do. 50. July utilities and September utilities, we're going to allow September in there because it's easier. So the total of rent would be $2,520, $156.44 in utilities, and $237.40 in costs, for a total of $2,913.84. Does that match what you have? If I take $50 off each late fee?
It does. And Maria had indicated to me yesterday that they were seen moving things out, but I'm assuming that Maria has not received the keys back yet. So.
No, I have not received keys. They are here. My staff told me that they're at the apartment moving the rest of their stuff out right now.
All right. Well, I'm going to enter this default through August. Rent is 2,520. Utilities are 156.44. Court costs are 237.40. This is by default as to both parties. 2,913.84. The defendants have 10 days to vacate or they're subject to being evicted, and it sounds like they are vacating. That would be September the 8th. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction, and no money judgments is entered at this time. And the appeal date is also September the 8th. All right. They're moving. The issue there will be trying to ever collect any money. I've got some people that are coming in here by telephone. Let's see what we've got. All right, so I'm going to call Mr. Thorne's next case, Sturgis Place Apartments versus Caleb Baum. File number is 251631. They have filed a dismissal without prejudice. I don't know if that means they paid or they moved, but I'll sign that. And then it looks like you're good, Mr. Thorne. I'll see you this afternoon. Let's just make sure who the phone number is.
Okay.
I've got someone here. The phone number ends in 4868. Who am I speaking with?
Charles Huber.
What's your name again?
Charles Huber.
All right. All right. You're good to go, Lance.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to do my usual segue into general civil matters, which is always a problem. But let's see what we got here. Grant v. Ballard is set for 10:50. But everybody's here. It's 9:50. I guess that's the next one we got. Kyle Grant versus Danielle Ballard and Danielle Ballard. All right. Mr. Grant, can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure can.
Miss Ballard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is another one of those evictions where the parties are in the same house. A Pulver Road address. Mr. Grant has served a notice to quit on the defendant some time ago, and once Miss
Bless you.
Whoa, sorry about that. Miss Ballard, Mr. Grant wants you to move. What's your position there?
I have no place to go. yet. I've been looking since he gave me the 10-day to quit for ever, it seems like, for a place to stay.
Yeah, the notice to quit was served on July 3rd.
Yeah, when he tried to give that to me,
I lost her. There she's back.
yeah,
All right, he wants you to move. You haven't got anywhere to go. Was there ever any rent? Oh,
no, we had a verbal agreement for exchange and work, to organize and clean up his yard, in which I was doing until they started sabotaging
well,
me.
the verbal
They stole
agreement
my
is not
generator
worth.
and shut the power off. And
All right. Well, are you all living in the same house?
he lives inside the house. I live above the garage.
He shut the power off?
Yeah, the lady in the house decided that she didn't want me there, and she cut the power wire to my room from the breaker box. She then steals my generator that I was using for power, shuts the water off to the water spigot outside, locks me out of the house so I can't use the bathroom. Um, and I mean, this is ongoing. I've even made police reports about this stuff. And
All right, well, let me stop you.
then I get two
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
Stop. All right. He can't do that. But you can't live here. He wants you to move. You don't have a lease. You haven't moved because you got nowhere to go. So you're in a deplorable circumstance. You're not paying any rent. You're living above his garage. And somehow that is our lot in life. You need to get out of there. Mr. Grant, you can't shut off her utilities. You can't turn off her power. You can't turn off her water. And you can be subject to the lockout law and you can end up paying her money. Miss Ballard, are the utilities working now?
Yes.
Have you made any effort to find a place to go to?
Yes.
Any luck?
I'm sorry, my phone cut out. I've been trying to find a place since, like I said, since he asked me to move out. I just haven't had any luck. Nobody has a room available.
Well, right now your rent is zero, so you're not going to beat that, but you can't stay there. This probably isn't even a lawful dwelling. We had another case in Fabius Township. This is Fabius Township where someone's renting an apartment above a garage that they really can't do. Mr. Grant, how did she come to be in there?
She was basically in the same situation where she had nowhere to go. And I was nice enough to let her, at least I told her she could stay there until she can find further place to live. And then of course she did yard work and stuff like that. And she did fine with all that stuff. But like I say, there was just an incident that happened with it because she wanted more than just the one room that I had upstairs. And I built it for storage. And so anyways, she cleaned everything out of there and took it downstairs. And some of the stuff wasn't mine, and of course, the person that I got living with me, it was her stuff, and so I got yelled at for that. And I'm getting it from all directions, and I'm done with it.
Well, Miss Ballard, as a practical matter, you probably can't even live here. If the township was clued into this, they would probably condemn it. So, but your friend can't cut her power. I don't want you running this on a generator. That's a
Right. Yeah, that's not happening. Like I say, You know,
All right,
as soon
well,
as
I have to
the power, I turned it right back on. Everything is, you know, the water, same thing, you know, so that's not an issue.
I'm
Well,
gonna continue this to September 5th. That's next Friday at 2:35. Now, we're gonna revisit this next Friday at 2:35. If he gets what he asked for, which I'm inclined to give him, you would have 10 days from that day to move out, which would be the 15th of September. But you can't continue to stay here. There's no lease, there's no rent being paid, and it's probably not a lawful apartment to be rented. So I hear it all the time. I'd move if I had somewhere to move to. Right now, your rent is zero, and you're not going to find any place where your rent is zero. But it just is what it is, and you know it. You'd move if you had a place to go to. You don't like it there either. But this forces the issue. People would never move. I don't ever move to. 9 years later, I haven't found any place to move to. That's what this proceeding is about. It forces the issue and compels the people to move. And if they don't, then the sheriff moves it for them. So Miss Ballard and Mr. Grant, we're going to address this again next Friday at 2:35. Miss Ballard, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, if you do move, you need to turn in the keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving. There is no lease, there's no security deposit, but that's what the law requires. All right, hopefully you can find a place to go, Miss Ballard, because we can't continue on like this. All right, I'll see you both next Friday.
At 2:30, you said?
2:35.
2:35.
But
Okay,
2:30 is fine. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Remove her. All right, now, what time is this? 10:25. So I've got a couple of general civil matters, and I've got a couple Whispering Pines cases. So let's talk about our general civil cases. And I always, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard every week. I'm in the middle of the landlord tenant docket. Then I've got 3 thorny general civil cases. But let's see what we've got. We've got Optalis versus Charles Huber. Mr. Huber is here by telephone only, which is not ideal. And attorney Titus O'Donnell is here in that matter. Prestige Financial is present and Dustin Stafford is present. And Portfolio Recovery is present, but Michael Lord is not. That'd be Mr. Duquette. Well, let's take up the attorney fee case, and then we'll probably do a default, and then we'll deal with Staffords. This matter is Optalis of Three Rivers versus Charles Huber. The file number is 251141GC. A default judgment was requested. Mr. Huber was sued for $8,166. Court costs were $161, and plaintiff is requesting $1,095 in attorney fees. Statutory attorney fee in this matter would be $75. So the clerk flagged this for a question regarding attorney fees. Mr. Huber, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
And Titus O'Donnell is here. Mr. O'Donnell practices in Ohio, but he is also licensed in the state of Michigan. Mr. O'Donnell, what can you tell us regarding the reason why I should supersede the statutory attorney fee for that amount?
Thank you, Your Honor. Titus Donnell, P87307 on behalf of the plaintiff. This is a nursing home bill, Your Honor. And in the contract, there is recoupment of attorney's fees for all collection efforts. So that's why this got requested, is pursuant to that. If the court is not inclined, then we would withdraw, and I'd be happy to resubmit a
I could just
default
do it.
request.
I don't have the contract.
It was attached to the complaint, Your Honor.
Let's take a look. Mhm. Well, it looks long, so complaint.
It's section 4A, Your Honor.
Residents' responsibilities, you pay us room and board rate, any additional ancillary charges accrued by you while in the facility, any co-deductibles, any additional denied charges not covered by insurance. You will pay for lease collection costs. Now, is that the section number 5?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna go with the statutory, a fee of $75. I will enter the default. Mr. Huber, you got served with this lawsuit, didn't answer the lawsuit, so they entered a default judgment. I set this hearing just because I was concerned about the amount of attorney fees. I don't feel that section is sufficiently clear to inform people of the fact that they would have to do this. Plus the statute says the parties entitled to a rinky-dink $75 statutory attorney fee. So 8166.66 plus 75 plus 161.43 in cost is $8,403.09. I've altered the amount and I've signed the judgment. Now, Mr. O'Donnell's firm is located in Columbus. Their number, contact number, is contained on the pleadings. So I suggest when you get this in the mail, that you contact them and discuss setting up some sort of repayment plan before they start a garnishment or their other collection action.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm on disability.
Yeah, if you
I
don't
get
have
paid
any
once
money,
a
you
month.
don't have any money.
That's how I get paid once a month. And
Yes, you're probably what's
2000.
Go ahead.
I've had cancer twice. I lost my wife 2 years ago from cancer. And the reason I ended up over at Greer's is I had a blood clot burst in my leg. I couldn't feel anything. I had to be rushed to the hospital by ambulance. I was in Kalamazoo Hospital for 3 weeks in a coma. I was then put into that nursing home, which I wish you could take a drive and stop in and walk through that place.
I've been in it. All right, well, none
They
of
have
those are
one-
for me to decide. You were placed in there, you signed a contract, they provided services, you didn't pay the bill, wasn't covered by insurance. I did reduce the attorney fee by almost $1,000, but you're not presently in a position where you have any money to pay this. Your circumstances could change. You could win the lottery or inherit $1 million or something. But at this point, your medical story is certainly one of struggle, but it isn't a defense to the fact that you owe the money, but you don't have any money to pay it. So they probably are not going to be able to collect on it. But you got sued, you didn't file an answer, the time frame passed, so you're subject to default. I was here just to question the attorney fee, and I reduced it substantially. And I guess that's the best I can do, sir. You'll get a copy of this. Are you at the Congress Street address?
Yes, I am, sir.
All right. Anyway, once again, their contact information is on there. You can contact them, but they can't garnish your disability. And if you don't have any money, you don't have any money. Mr. Donald, thank you. Your boss probably won't be very happy with my ruling, or the client, but I reduced it. I entered your default effective today, which would be 9/8/29/25. All right, thank you. You're all good to go.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great weekend.
All right, we're working on it.
Have a great
right, Mr. Huber, good
great
luck.
weekend, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, I'd have a great weekend if the sun shined and it was 80, but we'll do the best we can. TJ, I've got a couple more general civils in here.
Not a problem.
We'll get to your two cases. We also have portfolio recovery versus Michael Lord. Mr. Docket is here. This is defendant's motion for installment payments, and he isn't here. Good morning, Mr. Docket.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We've had several hearings in this matter. The debt is $5,497.61. It's probably altered with interest. Defendant filed a motion for installment payments of $100 a month. Plaintiff filed a written objection, and the defendant didn't show up. So we're just gonna chase our tails here. How much would the plaintiff accept?
We were requesting $230 a month, which would pay the judgment balance off in about 2 years.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna order $230 every month, starting October 1. Defendant failed to appear at hearing. All right, we'll see how that flies. He probably won't like that much, but he isn't here to defend it. Rather than just deny his motion outright, I set the amount at what plaintiff will accept and see how we do with that. Thank you, Mr. Duquette.
Thank you, Your Honor. Enjoy your
Looks
long
like
weekend.
you're in the blue void there with the background you got. I hope you don't fade away. All right, thank you. I'll see you next time.
All right, have a good one.
All right, that leaves us with Prestige Financial versus Dustin Stafford. And somebody is here for Prestige. I can't yet determine who it is.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jay Lazar on behalf of the plaintiff, P69480.
All right, give me that again.
Jay Lazar on behalf of the plaintiff, it's P69480.
I can't see you. Can you turn your camera on?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm sorry. I'm having some sort of internet problem with that.
All right, well, this also is a motion for installment payments. The debt here is significant. It's over $20,000. Ouch. Defendant filed a motion for installment payments. He wants to pay $75 per week on a $25,000 debt. Mr. Stafford, the interest on this is probably $75 a week. Mr. Lazar, what's your position?
Your Honor, my client's position is, again, there was no willing attempts at payments on this until the garnishment was filed and hit. Again, it was quite a number of years from the filing. I believe it was in 2023 at the beginning of the year. So it's been close to 2.5 years with no willing payments. He did make an offer at one point. We accepted. No payments on that offer ever came in. So it's not so much a matter of the amount. It was just that when he was on a willing payment plan, he never made any payments. It looks like there was similar issues with our client before they turned the file over to us as well. So willing payments from my client's perspective haven't really gone anywhere. Plaintiff would like to keep the garnishment in place. If Your Honor does grant an installment plan, which we understand will probably happen, we do note that it looks like there's close to $900 every 2 weeks or so coming in on the garnishment. So taking that in mind, along with the amount of the debt and how long it would take and the interest to make this productive, it's not so much if an installment plan is granted. We would ask that closer to around $150 a week would be asked.
Your Honor?
Yes, I hear you.
When I talked to the attorney, the gentleman who's talking, when I told him I was going through a messy custody battle, messy divorce, and I told him I could afford $100 a month, he told me that his company would not accept that at all. So for him to say that I was willing to pay $100 a month, but he told me no.
Well, let me
My
stop you,
14-year-old.
Mr. Stafford.
Okay, sorry.
$100 a month won't even pay the interest on a $25,000 debt. So
I understand that, sir.
It's not enough. So you mostly ignored this until they started a garnishment where they take a large chunk of your pay, and then you filed this motion. So $75 a week is better than $100 a month. But right now they're taking a big chunk of your paycheck.
Yeah, I know. It's a struggle.
And you are going through a divorce and custody battle. And
no, the divorce is finalized.
All right.
But at the time when he served me the papers, I was sitting in jail for doing weekends, and I got the paper. I called him that following Monday as soon as I got out on a Sunday, called him up, offered him, and like I said, he said no. So I was like, okay, well, what the heck am I supposed to do then? And then went about my business. Then I went into work one day working at the Constantine Flooring Center, and my boss was like, hey, do you know anything about this? I was like, yeah, I tried to set something up a year ago, and I got told no, so I'll deal with it. So then I wrote into the courthouse and asking for the payment plan, and I broke down all my bills.
Well, you make it sound like, hey, I want to take care of this. Yeah, I want to pay $1 a year on a $10,000 debt, which will take 10,000 years to pay off the debt.
Correct.
Your offer of payment was less than the interest. So you were just gonna get farther behind. So that's why they said, no, I'm gonna try to come up with something that might get us where. They want 150 per week, you want $75 a week, you actually want $100 a month. Would you rather?
No,
do it
at the time it was
bi-weekly?
$100 a month, sir.
Yes, would you rather do it bi-weekly or every week?
I get paid weekly, so every week would be fine.
$100 a week, starting October 3rd.
Now, do I mail that to them, or is it just going to continue to come out of my check?
Well, no, it won't be a garnishment. It'll stay the garnishment. So you're gonna have to set up a payment plan with them. Maybe they can do a automatic wage assignment from your check. But it's less than they want and more than you want, but it will pay about $430 a month, give or take. $100 a week isn't the same as $400 a month. There's 52 weeks in the year. So you're gonna pay $100 every week directly to them. And what I would suggest you do is go into your payroll and set up a wage assignment.
Okay.
All right, $100 per week.
So does the garnishment stop, or or does it stop after?
This will stop the garnishment. Any funds that have been garnished can be applied to the debt, but they're probably in limbo right now. But yes, effective today's date, which is 8/29/25, $100 per week starting October 3rd. That's the first Friday in October.
Could I get the attorney for Prestige? Wait a minute. Okay, I got the phone number. Jay, do you mind if I call you so I can get an address or some way to?
I can put you guys in a breakout room right now.
That's more than fine, Your Honor. The phone's easier anyway. If he wants to call me, then Mr. Stafford, I see you're a little riled up. I apologize. I don't think I myself have ever talked to you. By all means, call me at the office. I'll give you all the information you need.
Yep. Will do. I'll call you right now as soon as we hang up out here.
Perfect.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now that
everybody have a nice Labor Day.
All right, we're working on it. All right, Mr. Reed is here. Ms. Lentz is here. Nobody else is here.
I got Robert in my office with me and Margaret. Colonial West 21.
All right, well, let's talk to them. This is file number 251499LT. It's entitled Colonial Estates versus Robert and Margaret Wedland. Rebecca Lentz, the manager, is here. The defendants are in the office with her. Mr. and Mrs. Wedland, can you hear me?
Yes, can.
All right, Mr. Timothy Reed is here. We learned a lot last time we were here. This is another one of those lot-only cases that we struggle with.
This is lot and rent, Your Honor.
Oh, yes, it is. It wasn't clear. Lot and rent, and the rearage was, I think, 3186 was the total. What's our status here today?
From my understanding, Your Honor, the total amount there has been a payment made is $2,186.86. And that included all the court cost of the court cost, service fee, and filing fee of $209.30.
All right, well, I gotta back that out. How much is rent?
2,000. Hold on, we did that last. It was. Of that dollar amount, Your Honor, $2186.86 less $209.30.
This is a hard way to do it.
So $1,977.56 is rent. Well, and 160 of that is trash fee, Your Honor.
Rent and trash. 160 is trash?
Yes.
All right, 1977 minus 160 is, oops. $1,875.66 plus trash 160, trash delivery, and 209. How much were the court? 209.30.
Yes.
Gives us 2,186.86.
Yes, sir.
Which is, yeah, all right, well, let's do it that way. All right, Mr. and Mrs. Wedlin, what's your position?
Well, we did pay $1,000 payment,
Mm-hmm.
so that would come out of that. And I have 3 organizations that I'm working with to get assistance with the past due amount.
Okay. Are you getting any help from the VA?
Well, that's one of them that we're dealing with is the, what is that called?
American Legion. They have to turn in paperwork.
And then the other one is the, oh, in fact, there's 2 more. The other one is the agency that I was calling twice a day.
Community action.
Yeah, community action. And I finally did get an appointment they're sending me the paperwork to fill out to send to them. I've been calling them twice a day and they haven't had any openings. And then the other one is,
Now, on September 1st, another month's rent and lot rent are going to be due.
yeah,
So this figure is only through August.
yeah.
So I wish I could include it because it would be helpful when you're asking for emergency financial assistance. But rent through August is $1,875.66. Trash is 160, and the court costs are 209.30. So the total is 2,186.86. You have to pay that within 10 days or you're subject to being evicted. 10 days from today is September the 8th.
Well, the organizations I'm dealing with.
Let me tell you some more. Ms. Lentz knows this. She's been around for a while here and she's worked with lots and lots of tenants. She doesn't have to evict you on September 8th. She has 56 days from today to ask for the writ of eviction and actually another 56 days to serve it. It's much easier to keep a good tenant in there than to move them out, particularly in a mobile home, because they would have to move the mobile home. So it's in their interest to get the rent paid. But I need to tell you that a partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. So the monthly rent and lot fee is how much, Mr. Reed?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It is $709 a month. Is that correct? Plus, there's a pet and trash fee of $40 extra, but the base rent is $709.
Yeah, so they pay $749.
All right, so next September 1st, you're gonna owe an additional $749, which is gonna make this about $3,000. So let's say that VA and American Legion, and they all give you $2,500. You still are gonna owe the balance. So you need to stay in good contact with Ms. Lentz. And they're going to share this judgment with these funding agencies and see if you can get some emergency help. Do you have any other source of income?
Just what we get every month.
Well, do you have Social Security?
Yes.
And a pension or just Social Security?
Well, a pension is only.
I got a pension of Oh,
100, is it?
130 and another pension for 170.
All right, so that's 300. So you have some money coming in, your pensions and your social security. So you've got money, and if you get financial help, maybe you can get squared away.
Well,
But
that's what we're hoping.
well, I think that probably somebody's going to give you some help, but you have to pay the entire amount. And bear in mind, September 1st, another $740 is going to be due.
Yeah.
Mr. Reed, do you have anything to add?
I do not, Your Honor. We'd sent judgments over yesterday or the day before with.
Yeah, I have them.
Okay.
All right. All right. We'll send a copy of this. You stay in contact with your manager, all right?
Yep.
All right. You got good contact. And again, she knows how this works. She's very experienced, and I'm sure she'll continue to work with you.
Oh, they've
All
been
right.
really good about it.
All right. You're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next one is Whispering Pines versus Eastman and all other occupants. Defendant failed to appear, but we did not have personal service. So we continued the matter until today. Ms. Lentz, do you believe Mr. Eastman is gone?
No, they're still there.
Hmm. Have you had any contact with him?
She made a payment yesterday. His wife did, of $500. She said that she was going to pay the rest, by this morning before court. I told her what time it was. She said she wouldn't be on court, and I did not get the payment before court.
All right, so last week, the payment through August was, or the amount was $1,113.50. So we should deduct 500 from that.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, 1113.50 minus 500 is 613.50 plus 179.10. That's not right. 613.50 plus 179.10 is 792.60. We'll do a default in that amount.
All right. And you have that judgment as well, correct, Your Honor?
I do, yes, thank you. And then again, this is through August. It's always an issue at the end of the month. Rent is $613.50. It sounds like they're gonna certainly get it caught up by the requisite date. Court costs are $179.10. The total judgment out of $792.60. Not overwhelming. That's due by September the 8th. Partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. And the date for the appeal is also 9/8/25. All right, it's helpful to have those judgments, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome, Your Honor. And of course, these numbers came in, as like Rebecca said, payments yesterday and a couple days ago, so we just have to leave them blank so we know the
Yes.
morning of.
But that's fine. That's fine. All right, that finishes that. I've got a criminal matter to address. Mr. Stickley's here to help me with that. And Meg, I guess that finishes our day. I'll see you maybe next Friday.
Oh, I thought she was the defendant. I thought that's who Keith was here to represent.
I mean, I'd be in good hands.
Mr. Stickley's here to represent Meg. She doesn't.
There you go.
You're in trouble, Meg. Sorry.
I honked at her and Mr. Kupferschmidt made him jump a foot. Which
That's it for today, everybody. To all the new subscribers to this channel, welcome to my channel and welcome to my platform. I hope that you find the these court cases and with these judges, informative. I hope that you will stay with us. Until the next time, I will see you. Ta-ta, ciao, ciao. Have a good evening, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Breakdown, you're the one I call. From the mountains high, come down to it all. With your tools in hand, making magic flow. Every broken part, you help me grow. You fix it all, fix it all. You fix it all. Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, everything's right. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, you make it better. From the wires tangled up to the broken dreams, you know how to mend all my scattered seams. With your steady hands, you refill my heart. Every piece that's lost gets a brand new start. You fix it all, fix it all. You fix it all. Daniel, you make it right. Daniel, everything's bright. When I'm falling apart, you put me back together. Daniel, you make it better. Fix it, Daniel. Make it right. When the world shuts down, and I can't see clear, you're my solid ground, always drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. Fix it all, now I'm standing tall to all you do. From the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's over.